Hi there guys, welcome back to the Tower Tech. Today we're going to be taking a look at why the GoPro Karma fell from the sky. So it's been a pretty big deal for GoPro. 2,500 units they've shipped, they've had to recall. I mean, that's 2.5 million quid's worth of stock, notwithstanding all of the R&D investment, etc. that would have gone into the drone. So we're going to have a little conversation about what went wrong. But before we do that, let's talk about what they got right. And that was the customer journey and the customer experience that they were trying to deliver through their product set. They did a really great job in creating a complete product set to capture what they describe as your adventure. So you have a drone, you've got the camera that's compatible with their camera range, and indeed you've got a 3-axis gimbal that's removable from that drone so that you can walk around, you can capture footage, etc. So ideally positioned to go in a backpack, go off on a canoeing trip or a hiking trip, something like that. They'd really understood the proposition that they were trying to give to their customers, and indeed the experience that their customers were trying to get from that. So in terms of product development, absolutely fantastic. Now their execution, on the other hand, has been very troubled and difficult. So let's just have a think about why that might be. And I think the first point that I would make is drones are difficult, really complex. It's a very immature sector. It's something that's recently emerged and come through. And GoPro really don't have any experience in this space. So if you think about the journey that DJI has been on, the problems that we all seem to have forgotten about that they had in their very early sets of drones, very, very similar issues, albeit not mechanical. And what DJI have been very cute at doing is rolling out patches, etc., so that the issues that they collect from looking at log data, indeed using apps like the Healthy Drone piece that we saw at the UK drone show, they've been able to correct those problems by rolling out patches. And actually in many of the instances those patches have been non-optional for customers, so they forcibly patched those devices, much like Microsoft do with their Windows product set. So they've been on quite a journey. They're on their 4th iteration of the Phantom, which is their primary line of drones, and have moved into the space of developing and selling camera equipment. Much easier to go from complex technology like drones and move into camera equipment than it is to move from what is a relatively simple and safe in the camera sector than drones, where you're bound by Civil Aviation Authority and their huge health and safety implications. So GoPro are going through all of the teething problems that more mature companies like Parrot and DJI have already been through. And they created quite a unique problem for themselves in the way in which they mounted the camera on the drone. So if you take a look at the Phantom 4 that I've got here, and indeed all of the Phantom range, what they've done is they've mounted the camera right at the bottom of the drone, and they've mounted it centrally. And what that does is it creates quite a clear center of gravity for the drone. What GoPro have done is they have mounted the quite large camera at the front of the drone. They've done that deliberately because they wanted to have the removable gimbal that you could take out, and they've got a very heavy battery at the back of the drone. And what that has created is an unbalanced drone that the software needs to compensate for by revving the propellers up and down on the quadcopter. That constant adjustment for the drone effectively creates vibration within the chassis. And I should give my health warning now that this is entirely speculation, but there is quite a commentary now that's going around the industry about the problems that they've had. And the speculation is that the vibration of the drone trying to compensate for the unbalanced nature of the chassis has wobbled the battery loose. So if the battery wobbles loose, it loses contact with the electronic circuitry inside, then the motors die, drone drops out of the sky. The other thing that GoPro have fallen foul of is they have rushed the drone to market. So this drone has been plagued by many delays, as indeed many of the drones from many of the other manufacturers have. They really haven't done the kind of the QA testing, beta releases, stuff like that, and really collected all of the data so that they truly understood exactly how the drone performed. And indeed, they didn't have reiteration cycles to continue to develop that product. So a combination of a move into a very complex sector, combination of immature technology, a combination of rushing a drone to market, probably to recover the money that they've invested in the R&D that would have been required to build and implement and develop the drone. So, should GoPro have ever wandered into the drone market? Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I'll let you guys make up your own minds. It would be fantastic to see a competitor come into the space to compete with the likes of DJI. I really am a big believer that competition will develop better products more quickly, and it would be good to start to see the price point of these come down. Phantom 4 is going to set you back $1,000. Mavic Pro is going to be very similar, and indeed the new Phantom 4 Professional is £1,500. That's an awful lot of money for what could be perceived to be a toy. Now, clearly there are materially cheaper drones available on the market. You can get anything from 50 quid, 200 quid, all the way up to the more professionally positioned drones. But I think healthy competition where it's not just Chinese manufacturers continuing to turn out yet newer and newer technology, that we start to get some competition in the space, could only lead to yet better product developments and sharper pricing points. So, bit of speculation, albeit substantiated by some conversations that seem to be taking place on forums, etc. The general speculation being the things that we've discussed in this video. Sorry that this one's been a bit short, guys. It's my office Christmas party tomorrow, so I needed to turn this video out in a slightly quicker time scale than I normally would. But I hope you've enjoyed the speculation. I hope that you're well wherever you are. If you're not already subscribed, then please do so by hitting that button there. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, you know what to do. And I'll see you in my next video.